Hi, I'm Jan Foreman. Welcome to Daily Hope. Our verse today is Philippians 2:6. Who, being in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be grasped. The first question is who in this verse? If we jump back a verse, we realize it's Christ Jesus, where we're being encouraged to have his attitude or mindset. So now Paul's unpacking what Jesus' attitude looks like in our verse today. And he starts with who Jesus is, being in very nature God. Jesus is God and was God with us. But how did he wear that identity? He didn't grasp being God. To grasp means to seize, as in robbery, some prize. Think about it. Wasn't that the original human sin in the garden? To seize being like God? But to undo our sin, Jesus, being God, didn't hold on to that identity. And we all know what it means to grasp or promote our identity, whether it's our accomplishments, our ancestry, where we live, who we know, anything that makes us look good and stand out in the crowd. We say in a million ways, don't you know who I am? And social media is a perfect example. But Jesus didn't do that. He was born destitute in a stable. He didn't wear a God's badge on earth. He never acted entitled. Why? Jesus knew who he was, so he had nothing to prove. He also knew the deep love of God, so he didn't need anyone to bolster his sense of worth. We see this so clearly in John 13, verse 3, where Jesus shocks his followers by washing their feet. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power and that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. And after that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet. Wait, is this how God behaves? He isn't afraid to do some dirty, small job to love others? Yes, that is exactly who God is. Perfect in wisdom, perfect in power, but also perfect in humility. So Jesus was consistent with his godly nature in being humble. And Jesus invites us to join him in letting go of our big fat selves, to stop the exhausting performance of trying to prove how awesome we are. The other day I was walking and I saw this tiny dog with a prize stick clenched in its teeth, not letting the owner have it, but parading it around, showing it off. And that's how I look when I'm trying to parade around who I am and grasp my privileges. In that moment, I look as silly as that feisty little dog next to its master. Because next to Jesus, what do I have to show off? Instead, I can drop the stick and rest in knowing who God is and that I belong to Christ. I can follow Jesus' mindset of knowing who I am in him with nothing to grasp or prove. Jesus welcomes us to learn from him as we read his words in Matthew 11:29. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. For I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. God bless you.